This weekend, the FIFA Club World Cup begins in the United States. So today, I'll be giving my full predictions on every group stage result and every knockout result. So first off, in the group stage, we have 8 different groups. Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D, Group E. Yeah, you get the deal. You can see some of the teams here. I'll be starting with Group A, which is Palmeiras, Porto, Al Ahly, Inter Miami. Now, right away, I'll be saying that I think Palmeiras will top this group. I know this isn't a popular prediction. I do see a lot of people saying that Porto will top this group because they're the European side here, so they're obviously favorite. But I think a lot of people are underestimating the Brazilian Serie A when they say that. There's a lot of talents coming from that league. Palmeiras is a great team who are doing really good in the Serie A right now, and I don't see why they don't top this group with how bad of a season Porto is having historically for them. So I have Palmeiras first, Porto second, and then for these two, it doesn't really matter because either way, which they're getting eliminated. But I just wanted to mention before the tournament, I've been seeing a lot of Inter Miami hype, and I think while Miami are an interesting team to watch, obviously they won the league last year with the most ever points. They are champions. They have Messi, Busquets, Alba all season in these type of tournaments. I don't see them coming even out of this group. Defense is just so horrendous, and I think a lot of the people who are propping them up for how they perform in this tournament, how they expect them to perform in this tournament, they don't really watch MLS and understand just how bad defensively they are. Messi's really carrying that team, and I don't think that he can carry them out of this. Personally, I'm just gonna go with the upside and say Al Ahly gets higher than Inter Miami. Al Ahly has some great supporters. They're from Africa, so I'm backing them as my dark horses. I mean, not really, because they're not going far in this tournament, but I think they will get third in this. Moving on to Group B, PSG Atletico Madrid, Botafogo, Seattle Sound. I think this is the most straightforward group, and there could be an upset, especially with Botafogo in that group, like I said. But I think that you just can't underestimate Atletico or PSG. People think that Atletico are a bad team. They're really not. I watched every single game of La Liga this season. They could give the Giants a challenge. And even though they were a bit inconsistent towards the end of the season, middle was really good for them. You can't deny that they're a really good team. And they're going into this seriously, making transfers definitely more seriously than PSG. I don't know if it's because of off the Champions League hype, but PSG look to be pretty okay with where they are right now. I still have them topping, with Lecco getting second. Then I have Botafogo and Seattle Sound. Moving on to Group C, pretty straightforward for me again. I will just go ahead and say I have Bayern, Benfica, the two European teams in here, and I have Boca and Auckland City. Auckland City, it'll be interesting to see what they can do in this tournament because they're not a professional side. They're an amateur side, and they will be real dark horses. I'm excited to see what they can do. Now for Group D, I have Chelsea, Flamengo from the Brazilian Serie A again. I have Esperance de Tunis, and I think that's also an upset to be over LAFC. But the thing about them is that they have a really good fan base. The biggest club in Tunisia, and I think that they will have the firepower. In Group E, first out of the final four, I have Internazionale. Of course, I have River Plate. So I'm really excited to see how in Pacific Franco Mastantuano does at this tournament. Because he's going to be coming to Real Madrid in August, so this will basically be his debut. We'll see how he does. Monterrey, although I think they can't be underestimated. I think that River Plate could definitely be interchangeable there. They have a lot of stars, definitely older ones. The standout is definitely Sergio Ramos, but you just wonder how far they can go. Group F, once again, I see a lot of people underestimating Dortmund this tournament. While they did have an historically bad season in the start of the Bundesliga, the spirit that I saw them show under the new manager ending up clinching a top 4 spot, so good for them. I have them topping the group. After them, I have Fluminense. Mamelodi Sundowns, I think will get above Ulsan. If you didn't know, Mamelodi are from Africa. Ulsan are from South Korea, and I think just Mamelodi Sundowns will do better. Maybe even an upset or two. Maybe get higher than Fluminense. I'm lucky to see it. Anyways, in Group G, pretty straightforward. I think that's the third time I'm saying that. But it's clear, Man City are just spending so much now. They have Dianya Venders, they have Ryan Turkey. I don't think Rodri will play, but it doesn't matter. They have such a talented squad. If Pep is not able to make this work, then I think the ball dude's gotta go because what a squad they will have in the tournament since they're all coming before. I have Man City topping. Juventus are an exciting team with some young talents. Serie A this season, they've hit me more as a mid-table team. Obviously, not as bad as Milan, but like it's a team that you expect to do a lot better. This is like the Serie A dynasty. Really struggling. Hopefully, well, Serie A as a whole is struggling. I'd love to see Juve return to the top. I don't think just yet. In this tournament would help them a lot financially, so I think they'll be going. I have Al Ain and Wydad, just in this order. I don't know where Wydad are from, but I just think that Saudi Arabia is a stronger league from wherever Wydad are from. Group H, I have an upset for the ages. Real Madrid are my club. They will not top this group. I think the group stage for Real Madrid will be an adaptation period to get used to Xabi Alonso's system. But I have Al Hilal topping this group. If you guys didn't know, Al Hilal are the best team in the world outside of Europe. I completely agree with that FIFA ranking. They're signing some of the best players. They have Mitrovic, who's on fire. I know they underperformed in the Saudi League this season. I watched them their matches and they were really underwhelming. But I think going into this Club World Cup, they have a lot to earn and not much to lose. But I see them topping. After that, I think Real Madrid they have to go through. If they don't, it's a generational failure, especially with how serious that they're taking this tournament. Paid Liverpool £10 million just to get Trent Alexander-Arnold when he basically had, I don't know, about 30 seconds left on his contract. Then after that, Pachuca and Salzburg. This was hard for me because Salzburg are not having a great season, but they are the European side while Pachuca are from Mexico. I'm gonna stand with Pachuca though. I watched them when Real Madrid beat them, but they can go far. They have some good supporters. They're based in Mexico, so they'll be coming to the USA, of course, support their team. I think they're going through. I mean, not going through, but over Salzburg. They'll have some spirit this tournament. I know that. Now, moving on to the knockout stages, we have round of 16s, quarterfinals, and semifinals all to get to. And we have Palmeiras versus Lego Madrid, Bayern versus Flamengo, Inter versus Fluminense, Man City versus Real Madrid, and that's the top part of the bracket. Stop there. Right off the bat, Palmeiras, Atletico Madrid. I'm going up to win an upset. I'm hovering towards Atletico because, like I said, they should not be underestimated. But I'm excited to see what Palmeiras can do at that tournament. So I have them going to the quarterfinals. Then, after that, I have Bayern Munich winning against Flamengo. Pretty simple for me. I'll come back to that. I have Inter winning against Fluminense. And big one here. Real Madrid versus Man City. Now we saw this match. We did. It ended 6-3 in the Champions League, but this time it's going to be completely different. Madrid are no more playing Carlo Arambo, so we can expect them to perform better, maybe, if their adaptation comes fast enough. But City are doing some insane investing, which is why I think they'll put up a great fight for Madrid. I have to back my club, though, and I think that we will win this match. Going to the quarterfinals against Inter. Next, on the bottom side of the bracket, PSG versus Porto, Chelsea versus Benfica, Dortmund versus River Plate, and Al Hilal versus Juventus. Starting off with PSG versus Porto, pretty simple for me. Champions League winners, incredible team, they have to win this. And in Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Chelsea versus Benfica. This is an interesting match. Chelsea have a lot to fight for, and they are Conference League winners. Benfica, they'll try and get pretty as far in this tournament as they can get. Few seconds away from not getting knocked out of Taca do Portuguesa, but things go. and I have Chelsea going through, face PSG. After that, Dortmund versus River Plate. My original prediction to go with River Plate, but I ended up changing my mind. Dortmund are a really strong team. River Plate will try their best to win, but I see BB going through because I did not want to make a back-to-back upset. Because for the final match down here, some people will say Juventus will go through. I think Al Hilal are going to face Borussia Dortmund in the quarterfinal. Since we're here, why not just keep on going? I think that Al Hilal are going to beat Borussia Dortmund. I will explain why Al Hilal are such a good team. Dortmund are quite inconsistent, even though they did find some spark during the end of the year. And Saudi League is a lot better than people think. They placed second in the Saudi League. They're doing pretty good. They're making some big signings. They're able to get the Victor Osimhen signing they want. Man, I see no reason why they don't go to the semifinals. Which is why I see Al Hilal going through against Dortmund. Right above them is PSG versus Chelsea. We have Champions League winners versus Conference League. And if that's not enough for you to understand who I'm going to go with this match, I'll tell you right away. Paris Saint-Germain are the best team in the world. I see them beating Chelsea just because sheer, instrumental players they have. I also want Dembele to win the Ballon d'Or, so I see this as one final chance to kind of cement his name as a 2025 Ballon d'Or winner. You have Nuno Mendes, who's on a terror right now. Locked up Lamine Yamal. Let's see if he can lock up Noni Madueke this match. And then Chelsea have a good squad, no doubt. They played good in the Conference League final, mostly down to Palmer. But I think Palmer won't get as much of his say as this match because just as good that PSG midfield is. And that PSG attack will press Chelsea like crazy. I think they'll be winning the ball high up and attacking almost like they did to Inter Milan. It'll be a PSG, which means the semifinal, number one, PSG versus Al Hilal. So moving on to the top side of the bracket, why not just go with Palmeiras versus Bayern? More simple match here. I can't see Palmeiras winning against Bayern. Bayern are one of the favorites in this tournament, one of the best teams in this tournament. And they've consistently been to at least the Champions League semifinal or quarterfinal in the past few years. Of course, this year they didn't do as well, but they still managed to win the Bundesliga. They have some of the most talented players in the world. I am worried for them though because Musiala is missing. You see how big of an impact Musiala has on the teams that he plays for with Germany. But I think by this time of the quarterfinal, we can expect to see Musiala back, which is why I have Bayern going through. Palmeiras will be really good, and I want to see an Estevan masterclass in this match. I have a feeling that we could see Palmeiras put up a fight, but finally for the quarterfinals, Inter Milan versus Real Madrid. For this match, this will be a classic. I can tell you that much. Inter Milan, they're a good squad. People will obviously paint them in a bad light in Champions League final 5-0 to Serie by 1 point, and then losing the Super Cup to AC Milan, and they didn't make it to the other cup, which Bologna won. Shocking. But I think Inter are still an amazing team. Do not underestimate Madrid, however. They're investing well. We'll see Hoysen. We'll see Trent this tournament, hopefully booming those balls all the way to Mbappe. That's what I'm really excited about because if that happens, Inter have some really old defenders that won't be able to get past that youthful energy, that fast. And I think if Madrid can just find the recipe to shoot near that near post, which is Sommer is really weak at compared to his insane far post where he was making those saves against Barca, Madrid are able to exploit that press high, which is in Xabi Alonso's system, to win the ball against Inter and have our attackers pushing high up. We will win this game. Except I just have my only worry would really be the left back row because we're going to see either Mendy or Fran. Yeah. But Real Madrid are going through. Now for my semifinals, this is where it gets juicy. Here I do have Al Hilal, which is a bit different from the others, but other than this, it's a European classic. Bayern versus Real Madrid. We own Bayern Munich. Simple as that. Real Madrid can use their exploits to win this match. We're one of the best teams in the world. Obviously, we didn't do so well in the actual season, but under a new coach, I think we can do really well. I think Bayern are not at their best in the past few years, even though, of course, they won the Bundesliga, kind of like their league. What do you really expect? But I see Real Madrid final, first ever FIFA Club World Cup. Now, down in the semifinals, MetLife Stadium, New York, Paris Saint-Germain, Al Hilal. I want Al Hilal to win, I can't lie. And while I do prefer Al Nasser, Ronaldo, and Al Ittihad, Benzema, I can't lie, I have a soft spot for Al Hilal, especially when they're facing European teams like this. Except I don't think that they can win against the best team in the world. Simple as that. I see PSG. I think this is literally just expected. Real Madrid versus PSG. Are the two best teams in the world, and to see who comes out on top will be really interesting. For me, my club. I think that we're taking it more seriously than PSG. Have a new manager in charge, new things happening at the club. Everything's different for us now, so I think that we should not be underestimated. We'll give PSG a run for their money, and Real Madrid. I think we win everything, and I will be there to see because obviously I'm in the States right now. I'll be in Philadelphia. I won't make it to New York for the final, but I'll definitely be watching it pretty close to TV. And I'll be really excited to see what the Real Madrid, my club, can do on the 13th of July.